Perfect. All right. Welcome, everybody. Awesome. Heather, did say we're live on Webinar Jam too? Looks like. Yes. There we go. you're doing great. We're multitasking here. So, excited to do this morning. Welcome, everybody. Again, I already see people, we're jumping in the chat saying hello there. Let's start there and introduce yourself, say where you're watching from. Heather, how are you doing this morning? I'm with you. I get that. You have a little more of an excuse. I've got the three little ones running around, but yeah, it's we're making it work. So oh yeah. Oh yeah. My wife's like, oh, it was a breeze. And I'm just like, I don't know if you remember very well what we went through, but yeah, it's not cake. So yeah, that's well, love it. Awesome people. Yeah, excited to get into this today. So, again, awesome job. I just want to kick that off by saying, hey, you guys put in the work. Great job so far. I got a ton of emails, people responding with the homework, which yesterday we really focused on getting out there and being able to kind of think about step one of building that initial niche list of leads, right? Everything we're doing in this challenge is focused on action taking. It's focused on getting out there and being able to put into practice a playbook that we've seen work literally 10,000 plus times using DealMachine, but just in general. So we came out of it yesterday. Again, I'll send out the replay link after this one too, so that way you have both replays from day one and day two ready to go for our final training next Tuesday, because today is going to be the bulk of the work. Today is going to be the bulk of the homework, and you coming in and taking that next step will be a little bit bigger of a challenge today. So awesome job again to everybody who went out there, followed through yesterday, built their first list, whether it be using DealMachine or not. You got the homework done. You turned it in via email. So if you're not getting emails from me, make sure to pay attention to that. It's my direct email is MATT, so Matt@dealmachine.com. If you're not getting emails from me and you're in this challenge, hey, email me direct, and I'll make sure that you're going to get the replay and have the ability to enter the grand prize giveaway at the end. If you're watching on social media right now and this is your first time tuning in on this, awesome, welcome. It is not too late. You missed day one, but this is a 7-day challenge, and the bulk of this challenge, where it's going to take a lot of work, is really from here on out. It's pushing you to kind of take that knowledge, that action, pushing you to kind of get outside of your comfort zone and start to actually, you'll see what to do today with those leads that you pulled yesterday. So if you finish the homework, awesome, you're in a great spot. If you have not finished it yet, that's okay. We built this so that way you can jump in and get started, right now too. So today we're going to be going through a little bit of a kind of quick recap of yesterday. So that way you can either, get another kind of rep in of knowing how to do this, or if you missed yesterday, that's okay. We'll do is a quick recap, and then make sure to watch the replay. We'll do our first giveaway to all the people who did take action, because everything we do is focused on, again, rewarding the action takers, rewarding the people who are leading and following along, and are leading by defaulting to taking action like this. So we're going to be doing one first giveaway today. It's going to be a random selection of everyone who filled in, who finished up the homework. So everyone who emailed to me, I've got you all in my inbox. I got you all tagged right there. We're going to be going through and picking one person with a random number selector today. We can pull out one raffle to start with. And then, after we kind of do the recap there, we're going to move into the next part of this training, which, Heather, today we're going to be talking about, okay, again, what do you do with those leads? How do you get in front of those property owners? How do you get in front of, a potentially motivated seller here? And, excited to jump into all this with you today. So Awesome. And then finally, too, we will wrap up with homework as well. So again, the homework, if you knock that out between now and next Tuesday, that's how you're going to enter that grand prize giveaway. So to kind of jump into today, again, Matt Camp over here with Deal Machine. If you missed yesterday, I run partnerships over here. Love doing these challenges because again, our focus is to help you really kind of cut through the clutter. I mean, there is so much information out there online to figure out like how to go do that first deal and do many after that. We designed this for people who have come into it, fired up and ready to lead with action again, but maybe don't have real estate experience, maybe don't, maybe aren't, haven't done a deal before, all the way through to the people who have done deals, but are open to new opportunities, open to new ways of doing this, especially in an evolving market like this. So I will say, we talked about this yesterday. Right now is such an exciting opportunity to be getting into this because, hey, as an investor, regardless of if you're going to wholesale or flip or buy and hold, whatever your exit strategy is, an investor, you're bringing certainty to an uncertain market. There are a lot of people out there right now that are dealing with this uncertainty that hey, they may have a problem that you can come in and solve. They may have a problem where they have a property they don't want to deal with anymore. They want to cash out on. They don't, for whatever reason aren't able to keep up with the property. You can come in and help them move quickly, conveniently, as is a cash offer. You've got all these different tools to potentially solve someone's problem here. And that's what our goal is today, is to not just find somebody who's kind of a tire kicker, but to find somebody who is a motivated seller looking to do a deal, looking to not deal with whatever property, whatever asset they're dealing with now. So yesterday we had talked about how do we find those niche assets, build that list of niche assets, and really, again, we'll do a quick little crash course, recap for you again today on how to do that. Using Deal Machine, we've got a couple kind of special offers for you too to be able to take advantage of that too. But it's such an exciting time to get into this because, hey, there are more problems out there, more uncertainty out there that you can come in and solve. So now is the time to step up, take action, take these next 7 days and take them serious. Be able to move forward and put your mind forward of saying, hey, yeah, there might be, again, a lot of probably the number one hesitation we see is analysis paralysis and not knowing how to find that great deal, not knowing where to go or how to get started. And that's our goal from there, is to be able to take that and give you that playbook of exactly what to do, how to find that great deal, how to be able to build that list of leads, and then what to do with that list of leads. So over these next 7 days, over yesterday through to next Tuesday, we're giving you that playbook. Heather and I are breaking that down. Again, watch day one's replay for a refresher, or if you missed day one, that's okay. And the playbook we're pulling is from, obviously Heather here. Again, thanks for having me on. Excited to be doing this with you, Heather. But then also from, Deal Machine. And our goal is to be able to come in and give you the playbook where our mission is to give everyone the power of real estate investing. But we've seen over 10,000 deals done using the app and using this process. And, we're really proud to say we're the highest rated, most reviewed app out there for investors to find off market deals. But it's pulling from our playbook. It's pulling from our customers who, like Ryan right here, who went through a 30-day version of this. And on day 17, he was focused on wholesaling more than anything else. But on day 17, he did his first deal. He's done over 400 deals using this process, since then. So that's where we're pulling this from, is from people like that. And for this challenge today, we went through the first live training yesterday. That was day one. Day 2 is today. Day 7 is going to be our final live training. So, after today, you're going to have the ability to go build a list, go market to that list, go reach out to sellers. And if you follow through with that, you're going to qualify for over $1,500 in the grand prize giveaway on Tuesday next week. Same time, same place, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So excited to get on all that. Is there anything you think I missed there, Heather? And, maybe if you want to talk about like why you think now was such a good time to take action and get into this, before we get to the homework, that'd be great. No, there you go. Mhm. Love that. Yeah, yeah, and absolutely. I mean, I think you nailed it there of being able to come through and use one example on the male side of how to get in front of owners, how to test that. That's what we're going to be digging into today is talking through that strategy. How to be again, whether you're using Deal Machine or not, you're going to have the playbook of how to get in front of people. While I'll share a lot of kind of strategy overview and thoughts on what we see working today. But that's awesome that you tested all that stuff out already and can speak to it personally. There you go. So, um, awesome. So before getting into the training, quick little thing that a lot of you on here are probably waiting for. Your homework due today qualified you for our first giveaway. And due today was going out there and we just simply said, hey, after that first training, pull your first list of those niche leads of whatever the niche asset class is. I know we talked about campgrounds, RV, parks, mobile homes. There's a lot of different areas that I know you personally have expertise in, but then how your audience is thinking about and can take action on. We asked you guys to again send me an email with that homework. So if you're watching this on social, go to hbchallenge.com and you'll get on the email list. That's how you're going to get the replays. Heather, if you want to drop that in the chat there, if you have the ability to, I know you've got a couple things pulled up on your screen, but if you can, hbchallenge.com is going to be where you can actually join the challenge officially, and just a free registration there. You'll get the link to join next Tuesday on this, on this individual kind of final training. You'll get the replays for all the other ones, and then you'll have the ability to join for this grand prize giveaway. But for today, we said, hey, if you get out there, you follow through with kind of the playbook we laid out yesterday, and just pull your first niche of list leads. I use an example of vacant land as one of the ones that I pulled. But you can do, we've got literally hundreds of different property types, anywhere from the standard single family, multifamily homes, all the way through to, all these different niche asset classes, which is really the goal of this individual challenge, right? So getting in there, we had people doing all kinds of really fun, creative filters. What I do want to say is our first giveaway. So, out of everybody who turned that in, our first giveaway winner is going to win a prize worth over $800, which is an entire year free of Deal Machine. And it's gonna come. So yeah, there we go. So we're gonna have a full year of that. It's gonna come with a ton of free marketing credits, which is essentially for calling owners, texting owners, emailing, being able to reach out with mail, like you talked about. We're going to talk about all that today, but you have the full toolkit that you need to get out there and go do deals. So the winner of this is you're basically obligated to go do a deal. You've got everything you possibly need. You got the knowledge, the playbook, the tool, everything. So today, like I mentioned, I had a ton of people turn in the homework on time. Send me an email with that. I have you all tagged in my email folder right here. So let me go through and do a random number generator here to see who's going to win. So drum roll, please. Let's see. All right. Do we have on? Where are we here? Wendy Williams, Windy Williams. If you want to put that, Wendy, congratulations. See if is she can you see if she's on live too? There we go. Congratulations. Uh, if she's not, we'll have to send her the replay, but she on live there? Maybe. Jump in the chat, Wendy, if you have. Everybody else, give her congratulations too. There she goes. All right, awesome. Congratulations, Wendy. Awesome. Um, I will make sure right after this, I'll follow up, give you the free year deal machine. We'll be able to go in and again give you all those marketing credits for free. You've got everything you need to go do that first deal and do many after that. So congratulations. Yeah. Hmm. Yep. I sent one out yesterday, right after about an hour or so after we went live on this. And then, yeah, you're going to get it again to, try to send it out tonight for you as well. So, yeah, that's the, that's the goal there. Again, email me if you didn't get that direct email. Just email me, Matt at DealMachine, MATT at DealMachine.com. And I'll make sure that you're on that list there too. So congratulations, Wendy. We will follow up with your free prizes there. Everybody jump in the chat, give her a little congratulations. We're going to cheer each other on here too. The real grand prize, right, is doing that deal, right? So I mean, this is a great consolation prize to go get. But you got to take action on it. In the end, it's a tool for you to be way more efficient and effective at this strategy. But you still have to pick up that shovel and dig with it. Like it's you running with this, right? So, Wendy, congratulations, awesome job following through with the homework, and you'll be getting that free year on us tonight here too. So, awesome. Again, to enter that grand prize of the $1,500 plus giveaway, you got to follow through, finish the homework from today. And I'll give you the instructions on how to turn it in, and we'll do this again on Tuesday. So, awesome. Well, for today's live training, I'm gonna do a quick little recap, just a 5-minute recap of how to get out there. We talked about pulling a niche list by stacking motivations first and foremost. So we talked about getting in there again. Deal Machine. I know Heather, you use the example of like driving for dollars too. That's definitely the thing that I would say we're most known for, or at least we were first known for, is driving for dollars. We have a mobile app and a desktop app that you can get out there and drive around with, and it locks on your location. You can look for vacant houses around you, add those leads in Deal Machine, get contact info right there, and get in touch with the owners of those. So that's kind of our main thing that I would think we were known for originally. We've also built out the last few years a list building option like this that is really, really powerful for niche assets, for finding those properties that don't necessarily fit as easily by driving around and looking for them, or it's just not as realistic to do that. And so, that's what we really try to talk through yesterday, was showing in the app how to stack out a lot of these data points. And Heather talked about, creating a buy box. Heather talked about, coming in and thinking through like, what are those, couple individual motivators that could qualify a lead, like what a good lead looks like. Heather, is there anything you wanted to recap on that front in terms of, just for a minute there around like the buy box concept and qualifying leads and things? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I think being able to come in and I know you talked about thinking about what lifestyle you want to build for yourself, and matching that with the asset class you're going after. I love that kind of initial mindset. I know I use the example like in David's story, our CEO and founder. He was somebody who had read Rich Dad Poor Dad. He had read 4 Hour Work Week. He knew that he wanted to invest in real estate and be his own boss and try to build a lifestyle around that and build passive income around that. So he went after certain, different assets that would fulfill that. And I think, like you said, starting with broad area, zip code was one example. You can do inside the app what we showed off here. If I can pull this up here for you guys, inside the app, what we did was we clicked on List Builder right here. And we went out and said, okay, yeah, let me start. And you can kind of use zip code, you can use city, you can use county. We didn't really have a full regional type option there, but you can go look at kind of if you have different county hotspots, start there and start to build your list. And then from there, you can start to narrow down with these other factors, right? You can select zip code, you can go down to property type, and property type being a variety of different things to choose from. And we even showed off within the niche asset class, you want to go, or within any kind of niche asset class, you want to create a filter and be able to search through these property types here, where we have like very general ones under property type, or the kind of catch-all funny label that we have right now is weird and unusual property type. That is the one that's going to have everything from campground, RV park to mobile home to all kinds of different stuff here. So we had people getting really creative with it, being able to filter out everything from those to what anything. You can look at commercial, industrial, like all kinds of different stuff in here. Self storage, that's one in here. That type of stuff. So you can get really specific, through those filters and using kind of the broader area, and then narrow it down further and further, where you can look at things, even outside of this, like lot size, or be able to look at kind of that next layer down. And as layer each kind of data point on top of each other, you'll see in real time it narrow down further and further and further on how many leads fit that particular criteria. So that was our goal yesterday, was to really help you kind of start broad, think about the general area and asset class, and then narrow down a little bit further until you had a list of leads that you could then take action on. That was manageable. Wasn't, if you, like Heather said, if you just pulled a list of all the single family homes in St. Louis, you're gonna get a lot. But if you, narrow that down further and further and further, you're going to have a list of leads eventually that is manageable, is able to market to, whether it be, a handful of leads all the way up to a couple hundred. That was kind of the ask of yesterday, was to come through and be able to, build that initial list of leads. And if you're going to use DealMachine to do that, it's just dealmachine.com/HB to help you out there. That's the free trial. You can do this for 7 days, follow along with the challenge and take action on each thing we're doing in the challenge through that. You also, with that, get a bunch of free marketing credits. So it's about 200 free skip traces or 50 free postcards with that promo code there. Just if you use HB right there, it's going to unlock that for you too. And we wanted to make sure that we provided as much marketing, ammo as you could really kind of need to start off with, and follow through on this initial homework and really lead into what we're talking about today, which is how do we market to those sellers? How do we get in front of those individual property owners and take action and actually reach out to them? So that's where I love to start with you, Heather, today with the new stuff for today's training. Maybe I know you use ballpoint marketing as an example, but can you maybe give us a little bit of an overview of how you think about marketing, how you think about reaching out to sellers? What is your kind of action plan before I get into specifics inside DealMachine? Hmm. Hmm. I think you nailed it. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, and really, in terms of that idea of the follow up, and that truly is, if there's a secret sauce to this, it's that. It's how do you find enough people? So cast that net, have that wide funnel like you're talking about in business school. How do you find enough people and reach out to them enough times that you are actually giving yourself statistically a good chance of getting a call back from somebody who wants to do that deal. And so, going into this, really what we see working really, really well is if you can do kind of this strategic marketing mix, like mix of a variety of channels. Where, and I'll show off in Deal Machine, you've got a couple different options of how to do this and how to use technology to help automate as much of this as possible. But think about it as really kind of a two-pronged marketing approach. And we talk about short-term marketing being one, and then long-term marketing being the other. And short-term marketing, how we define that is really one-to-one marketing that takes you getting out there, you putting an effort that you can't automate nearly as well, or it's really expensive to automate a lot of it. And I would bucket things like trying to get in touch with a seller, with an owner of a property, whether it be anything from a single family home to a niche asset class, trying to get in touch with them through a call, through a one-off text, through a one-off email. I would even put, if it's an asset that you can door knock, or leave a door hanger on the door, or put a sticky note on the door, anything like that in person, anything that takes you one to one reaching out to that person. I would kind of bucket that under kind of the short term marketing category. And then long term marketing, when you put these two things together, long term marketing is exactly what you're talking about, Heather, of how do you give yourself enough at bats over time that you can get lucky, you can reach out to somebody and give them a call. And we've literally had people in their 7-day trial do a deal. Again, if it's a big niche asset that is a something that's like a mobile home park, you're probably not going to it's going to be a longer transaction cycle, right? But we have had people who literally on the fourth or fifth call. One guy in Quentin in San Antonio did that. Fifth person he called, or fourth or fifth person, on our YouTube channel live. We were filming him and he did a deal like that. That can happen. You can get lucky of putting yourself right place, right time with a motivated seller. But if you want to do this in a scale, in a way that's going to set you up for long-term success and give you the right number of at bats to talk to somebody, having that short-term marketing and putting in this long-term automated marketing mix where you can set it and forget it, and not have to reach out to 100 leads every single day and call them every single day, but rather have this mail campaign in particular going to them and dripping over time, so that way you're getting in front of them. You're ideally doing a combination of these two things of reaching out short term with one of these one-off type deals, and then following up with this mail, the long-term drip like this, where you're staying top of mind and you're putting yourself in front of them over and over again. So that way, when they are ready to sell, that you are the first one they think of, because you've been the one reaching out to them. You've been the one that they've saved your postcard or your handwritten letter. You're the one that they've saved in their phone or have on their fridge or what have you, because you've been sending this marketing material to them. And so doing this combination of the two things and being able to execute on it consistently over time is really the winning formula that we see. So what I can show off inside the Deal Machine app here is how to do those two things. When we're looking at the data, when you said like, hey, yeah, just don't just send out one thing and expect a million calls back, like that is very true when we look at the data involved with this too. Like if we we actually see if based on just male statistics, if you find a seller who's a motivated seller, it's somebody who's actually going to sell their property, is actually going to refer to somebody, call somebody up to ask it, inquire about what they would pay for it. If you only send one direct mail piece to that person, you stop there, you're like, if it's over 85, it's like 85 point something percent of the time, you're not getting that call back because you've only reached out one time. You've only given yourself one at bat. If you send out 3 postcards to them, you're still missing out. It's like 52% of the time on getting that call back. So if you can do this in a way that you do, again, this kind of marketing mix, like a couple different things to those people, and also give yourself that chance where you're sending, that follow up, time and again, whether it be every couple of weeks or every couple of months, what have you, you're putting yourself in a position to succeed long term doing that. So, Heather, did you have any kind of follow up thoughts on that before I show it off inside the app on how to do this stuff? Absolutely. So jumping into the actual app here, let me know, Heather, you can see that still, right? The app itself. Okay, cool. Yeah, with the list builder, a lot of the stuff that I just showed off on the list builder as well. Rewatch on day one, we get really much more specific on that. So again, I'll send out the replays. Goal is to send that email out to you guys by tonight with both replays on here, and that way you can really dig in on that first day. But again, to everybody else who did take action on day one, was here on day one, awesome job. Now I'm going to show you like, hey, now that you have that list, what do you do with it? So what we showed off yesterday was, the list builder, pulling the list, all of that. And then that list that you pulled should populate into your leads tab right here. So on the leads tab, this is kind of, if anyone's ever used a CRM before, anyone's ever used really kind of a way to kind of manage your pipeline, that's really kind of this leads tab right here, where if you're adding any kind of lead, any kind of property in the desktop version, in the mobile version, either way, they're all going to populate right here in the leads tab. And what I pulled yesterday was a list of vacant properties. Let's see. I went right here. Yeah, this was yesterday. Pulled that up. I had about 223 vacant properties here, or no. So it was, it was, I think, vacant land addresses. I basically went in, pulled my own list of leads, property based on property type and when it was last sold. So you got that right there. With that example in mind, what to do from here is, when you click on any kind of lead, any kind of property, you'll quickly notice that, hey, I've got a couple of buttons right here that I can take action on. I've got skip tracing and I've got mail. And when we talk about short-term and long-term marketing strategy, those are really kind of the two buttons to unlock both of those things. Skip tracing, again, if you use that dealmachine.com/HB, it's going to give you 200 of these free, 200 free skip traces right here. But skip tracing, the idea behind it is, hey, it's going to ping our database and come back with potential phone numbers and email addresses to get in touch with this seller. So I came back, it's got 3 phone numbers. I can click on that. It's going to tell me, is it mobile? Is it landline? Is it, what's the caller ID? Is it, is it connected or disconnected? Is it a do not call number? All of that is going to pop up right there for you. It gives you kind of like premium skip trace data, not just a bunch of numbers to call. And if you have any email addresses associated as well, it'll come back with that too. So right off the bat, you've got some options to be able to get in touch with that owner, with that, regardless of the asset class, if it's niche or even a single family home, you've got that option right there to be able to, one-off skip trace or in bulk, click on all of them, select all of them to be able to actually go in and skip trace like this and, be able to take action on them right away. So, I'd say that short-term marketing, you've got one option right there. You can call, text, email, all through that. If you're on DealMachine Pro, obviously it's going to depend on the asset class. So if you pulled this and you pulled a list of leads that, you're not going to drive to, or that, isn't an asset class that you're really going to, wouldn't make sense to drive to, then, hey, maybe ignore this little feature. But if it is a property, if it's, ones that you can actually get in touch in person and want to like door knock or leave a door hanger, do a sticky note on the door, anything like that, this drive this list button is really awesome, because what's going to do is if you click on that, and this is going to be a big drive time for me. Yeah, because it's over 200 leads. But if I were to drive theoretically to all of these properties on my list, it's going to give me turn-by-turn navigation and show me exactly how long it's going to take to do this entire list. And it's going to, in the mobile app, it'll show me, hey, drive here, turn here, turn here. Boom, you hit the first one. Awesome. Drive here to here, here. Boom, at the next one. And it'll give me, again, that turn-by-turn navigation to drive as quickly as possible and efficiently as possible to every single one of those leads on my list. So, if it applies to the type of asset class that you're digging into, that you're really focused on investing in, hey, think about that drive this list feature as another way to kind of execute on that short-term marketing. And then finally, the long-term marketing here to kind of conclude this little crash course to begin with. You've got this start mail button right here, right? That's what Heather was talking about the handwritten letters, the drip campaign of automating sending out mail to somebody. When you hit start mail in DealMachine, right on the spot, it's going to give you an option, and you can customize all of this as well. But it's going to give you the option to be able to send out these postcards. And you can, we've got about 9 or 10 default templates in here, that you can select from, that you can go in and really change up and be able to, use all kinds of different stuff. That, again, the wording is preset in here. We've seen people be extremely successful with the preset stuff in there. But ideally, if you're going to really dig into the direct mail strategy, what I highly recommend is going into this mail tab right here, and you've got the ability to go in and actually customize everything. You can customize the layout of each postcard. You can customize if you want to have a printed postcard like this, or if you want to be able to come in and do a handwritten letter. So that you talked about the ballpoint marketing letters. Those ballpoint letters right here, we team up with Ballpoint Marketing. They're based out of St. Louis as well. They send off, and we're actually the only ones that you can send one-off ballpoint marketing letters instead of in bulk, where they are handwritten actually by a robot arm, handwritten and sent to that owner, where you can come in and customize everything. You can edit the wording, the design, all of that stuff right there for you. Now, those are more expensive. Like those are going to be $1.47, I believe, for the handwritten letter versus like 55 cents for the one-off postcard. So it's going to be, a couple times more expensive, but they're also, greatly, more effective in terms of getting that response rate as high as possible. So inside the mail tab, you've got the ability to edit all the postcard designs. You've got the ability to create mail sequences, which is essentially saying, hey, I want to create a sequence that I send this postcard, then, this handwritten letter, then this postcard to them. And it's going to be able to go through, and I can customize, again, each individual letter. I can change the sizing, change the wording, change all this stuff. So that way I know that they're getting a mix of different things from me. And that's going to increase your response rate. That's going to give you the ability to really stand out to them when you've got these different mailers to kind of catch their attention in different ways. And the power of all this is not just the one-off mail that you send, but when you send a postcard, whenever I click on a lead again and I, hit start mail with them, which I paused that one. Let me try it on here. Hit start mail. You'll notice that it says right here, hey, this is going to send every 21 days and it's going to send 6 times. So, and that's all customizable. You can customize how often it's sending and, how many times it's sent, but that's how you get to a strategy that's scalable. That's how you do this in a way that you can, again, set it, forget it, automate it. So that way you're getting to those numbers where you're following up 2, 3, 4, 5 times and giving yourself a real chance to be the one that gets that call long term. And like you said, Heather, we have people doing deals literally years later because they've had them on a drip campaign and they're sending them a mailer every few months. And when the timing was right, they're finally getting that call and they're ready to go. So that's our goal with this mail, is to be able to help you automate it, customize the design, customize the wording. You can track it as well with the mail center and see how many postcards you've sent that month, how many you've scheduled, how much spend you're going to have that month on these postcards. So again, if you go to dealmachine.com/HB, that's going to give you the extra mail credits to give you about 50 of these free postcards going through this thing. So that's really kind of the crash course on the marketing side. I will mention when you start reaching out to sellers like this, you also have, this is a really cool feature if you're on Deal Machine Pro, but you also have a little AI assistant in here. I don't even know if you've seen this, Heather, but yeah, this AI assistant, it'll help you with things like analyzing properties. It could say like, oh yeah, what do I say when I reach out to a seller? Well, here's an SMS message I can copy and paste and send out to them. You can go back and forth and say like, write me 5 more SMS messages, and be able to kind of use this as a little kind of co-pilot in your pocket to help you come up with ways to reach out to sellers and make it just easy to come up with like postcard wording and text wording and that type of stuff. So I highly recommend messing with that. Mhm. Yep, exactly. And you can actually even go in and say, "Help me write a cold call script," and you've got that option right here. And you can have a conversation and say, "Help me write a cold call script. I'm trying to get in touch with an owner of a self storage facility in this area. What should I ask the seller?" I think in general, if you want to spend a minute, Heather, on like having that initial conversation with the seller, that would be awesome. I know on our end, we really advise asking them about things like first and foremost, what is their motivation for selling? What is their timeline to sell? What is the condition of the asset or property? And then finally price. But do you have any, I know this is a whole nother session that we could spend, a ton of time on, but do you have any kind of initial advice on kind of that sales process and, reaching out to sellers directly and how to have that first conversation with them? Hmm. 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 Yeah, I love that mindset. And really, like you said, it's building a relationship and it's coming in trying to figure out how can you, again, solve a problem for them, really care about them genuinely and, whatever situation they're going through and, and why they're wanting to sell. And really, again, build that relationship, lead with great questions and just listen. And, I'd say, our homework for today is really focused on that. It's focused on getting out there and starting to have those conversations with sellers, starting to again lead with action and learn by doing. So, did you have anything else on marketing you wanted to cover before I get to this homework here, Heather? There you go. That's awesome. Love it. There you go. And that's what our goal is with this homework for to start off with is getting out there. And again, if you want to use Deal Machine to help, it's dealmachine.com/HB for your 7-day free trial. go that route to be able to pull the list and start marketing to them this way and have a bunch of free marketing credits with it. But then secondly, it's starting to open those conversations. So, this is really the big action step of, okay, a lot of you did pull that list already, did turn in that homework. Awesome. Now you gotta really take that next jump and start reaching out to those sellers, those owners, start reaching out to those leads. And so your niche list of leads, if you haven't pulled it yet, rewatch day one. I know we did a kind of little recap, crash course here today, just covering that for a few minutes. But rewatch day one on thinking through how to pull a list that fits a buy box and fits some general criteria, and a list that you can start to act on. And then when you have that list, the goal here is to reach out to all those sellers on that niche list and really do that in a way where you're opening up that conversation and getting on their radar. So use the strategies we talked about today. Some of this is going to take you being honest here of how you're doing. And so please email me an update. That's how you're going to be turning in the homework, is emailing me an update on your marketing outreach. I'd love, obviously you got to have that niche list of leads first. So if you can include, hey, here's the type of asset I'm going through, or I'm trying to target. Here's how I'm reaching out to them. Here are any conversations I've had so far. Like, just giving me that update via email, which again, I'm going to recap this inside my email follow up with the replay. I'm going to say, hey, here's how to turn in the homework. It's going to be emailing that update to me to turn in that homework. And if you're watching on social media, go to hbchallenge.com. That's where you're going to be able to get on the email list for all this stuff to enter for the grand prize giveaway here. So, it's going to take you guys being a little, being honest on your update, but hey, if you're not following through with the homework, you're only cheating yourself, right? So this is very much us trying to hold you all accountable for taking that action, for giving you a hard deadline of, hey, by next Tuesday on the live, come with this ready to go and already finished up and turned into me. And one person that does that is going to win our grand prize next Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's worth over $1,500. So finish up that homework, get that done. Send that in to me. And again, pay attention to your email. I'll recap all this stuff with the replay and with the instructions for turning it in one more time. If you're going to go do that and you want to try out DealMachine to do it, again, you've got one option is DealMachine.com/HB. That's your 7-day free trial. That's the free skip tracing and free postcards. So that's one option right here. If you're going to just try this out and follow along with us and try to get as much free value out of the tool and the marketing strategy and outreach as possible, start there. And then secondarily, okay, hey, if you're fully into this and you're like, yeah, I'm going to stick with this long term, I'm going to, follow up with this strategy, not just through these 7 days, not just for a couple months, but I'm going to fully commit to this. If you want to do it for a full year, go through this route. You have DealMachine Pro for 12 months. If you do DealMachine.com/HB special, that's DealMachine Pro for 12 months. It does start with a free trial, so you can still get the free trial along with this and try it out. But you're going to get 3 users on your account doing this with you. You're going to get everything we've shown off in terms of, the little AI assistant Alma, the highlights feature on the map, the drive this list feature, all of the mail center features, all, cheaper skip tracing and postcard prices, all that stuff, is going to come with this, kind of DealMachine Pro for a year, and you get all those free skip traces and postcards in the app. So normally that would be almost $1,500. It'd be $1,458. You're going to get it for 33% off if you're willing to commit to that for a full year up front and say, hey, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to run with this beyond these 7 days. So you have that option too. If you want to go all in, go that way. And versus anything else on our website, you're going to have a way better deal. If you just want to try it out, that's okay too. You get the free trial with both of these options, but just know that you've got either, hey, the free skips with it on the left side, or the full 33% off for 12 months on the right side right there. I'll leave this up, but happy deal finding. And, I've got a few more minutes here. I do have a hard out at 11, unfortunately, but I've got a few more minutes here if we want to answer some questions, Heather, and, let people run with it from here. Awesome. Nice. Love that. Yeah, if you want to lead the chat questions, Heather, yeah, I still have my screen pulled up here, so I can't see them right now. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, not your first deal usually. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good feedback. I mean, I'll definitely on our end. I mean, the reason why we have it out to county even is we're always evolving the product, and that's probably I would say one of our unique differentiators in general is if you look at our app versus anything else out there, and you look at the app store and see the updates that are put out. Most are like most other options. It's like they put out bug fixes and stuff. For us, we are very actively trying to evolve the product and putting out new stuff all the time. So that's kind of we started as a driving for dollars app years ago, and now have evolved way beyond that. So I will bring that back to our product team, and I appreciate that feedback too. Fair. If you want to pick one more, and I know I'm unfortunately have to jump here, but I definitely want to just reiterate for people as well. In addition to all this stuff, again, here's the homework one more time. There you go. Is again, if you're going to try out Deal Machine, there's a free trial link, or you can go through the 33% off for a year option. It's today it's all about reaching out to sellers, focusing on your list of leads, and taking that next step. So I will email out both replays for you, Heather. That's awesome that your team is going to stick around in terms of following through with those other questions that people are putting in the chat and making videos answering those. So thank you so much for being so committed and helping out your community here. And then again, just pay attention to your emails for me, and I'll send out the replay, how to turn in the homework, and all that stuff for you guys. So
financing a little bit for y'all, but as short as these sessions are, we're not going to get to go start to finish. So I highly recommend you read Pace Morby's book on what the heck is it called? Cash Without Wealth. Is that what it's called?
Oh, shoot. I know it just came out too. It's something like that.
I think it's Cash Without Wealth. It's so good. My mastermind girls just read it. I'm Googling it for you right now. I read it when it came out, and I read so many books I've already forgotten the title. Paces is the best resource for that for sure. Pace Morby book.
He puts out good stuff for sure.
Wealth Without Cash. Yes. I recommend reading his book because the amount that's in that book we could never cover for you in a live session. But we could definitely touch on that for you. Let's see. Dan is saying, how do you make sure your team is doing what they get paid for? The days I get too many guys on their phones while I'm not around, so jobs take longer than they should. What do you make sure from a distance, especially specifically on your team? So Dan, at this point, I am managing 90% of my portfolio from 900 miles away. And so I am managing my managers, and we have KPIs that I'm measuring. Are people going to be on their phones? Yes. Are people going to be like taking coffee breaks when they necessarily shouldn't? Probably. But we have measurements for everyone on the team, meaning they have different key performance indicators that they need to meet. And if they're meeting those, I don't care if they're on their phone or that they're taking a smoke break or that they're, got a coffee break when they shouldn't. You just have to make sure that you, and this is such an old saying when I was talking about business school earlier, it's such an old saying and it still holds true. But if you inspect what you expect, it's going to go well. But if you never inspect what you're expecting, it's not going to go well. For example, one of my VAs, who's responsible for responding to some messages and stuff like that, the person who manages her, I'm like, hey, how's our new VA doing? And he's like, she's great. And I'm like, okay, we check that she's great. Because if I go back and look at the messages aren't great. So making sure that you have those KPIs in place and that you're not just looking at the KPIs, you're inspecting them is how I've always been able to manage from a distance. And anybody else has any advice on that? We'd love to hear that in the chat too, if you're managing from a distance. Yes, Natasha, thanks. Wealth Without Cash. Okay, guys, whatever questions we didn't get to, I will be making videos for those for y'all. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Please, you have no excuses. You got a couple days now to get your homework done. You're going to get those replays if you didn't see day one from Matt in your inbox, and you're going to be emailing him your homework before Tuesday for that chance to win the $1,500 grand prize. Matt, anything else?
Great stuff. Yeah, get out there, take action, and pay attention to your email. And you guys have got this. So, excited to see everybody follow through on this and keep taking action. So,
talk to y'all soon.
Thanks,
have a great
everybody.
weekend.